guys? Welcome back. This is Franchise Hockey Manager 7 with the I still got the Bruins on my mind here as I'm recording this the day after the Bruins were knocked out of the postseason. So, Franchise Hockey Manager 7 with the Ottawa Senators. It is July 1st, 2000. And we are going into, I think, our 7th season here. I'm hoping that this is the year we win it all, of course, obviously. But we've got some stuff to do before that. We've got free agency. We've got the draft. So let's take a look at free agency. And there are two names on here, Pasquale Dupuis and Matthew Schneider. I think both of which would look fantastic in an Ottawa Senators jersey. Dupuis wants 1.075. I will give him 1.2 if I can. I don't know that I can. 1.200. Why is it not letting me put another 0 in there? It's not letting me give him more money. What is going on here? Maybe I can't. Yeah, I can't. I can't give him anything more than that. All right. So we'll give him that. We will give him a supplemental role of a blue chip prospect. We'll see if he likes that. And we'll submit it. And then we also have Matthew Schneider, who wants 1.5 for 3 years. He would be one of our best defensemen, or likely our best defenseman. Let's give him 1.750. See if he takes that. Offensive defenseman. We'll make him a leader. See how he feels about that. And submit. All right, so throw a couple offers out there for the two big name free agents as we push to get over the hump. So let's continue. We have to protect. Oh, we have another. That's right. We have another expansion draft. 2 more teams. We will protect Hobby Bulin. Defenseman. We will protect Ozelinch. We will protect Jovanovski. We will protect Soleil. We will protect Chris Phillips. And we will protect 12, 13. Colin White. So we're like, I don't know. I mean, they're only 2 stars, so I don't know if we're, if they're going to be interested in any of these people. But forwards-wise, St. Louis, Doan, Brett Hull, Alexei Yashin, Pavel Demitra, Alfredson, Holmstrom, Rolston, and one more forward, Sushinsky. All right. I don't know if it's going to be the expansion draft or if it's going to be... Okay, so we signed Schneider, and Dupuis likes our offer. So now we go to the expansion draft. And yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good players here. I don't suspect that. Well, I guess there really aren't a lot of good. There are a lot of good goalies, but not much else. So let's go ahead and finish the draft. I have a feeling we're gonna lose the goalie here because they can only take. I think they can only take one player from each team. So let's see. Ottawa, we lost Jomph. Okay, and McLaren. Okay. So not ideal, but not unexpected either. So that's okay. We picked up Schneider to replace McLaren, so I think we're in good shape there. So a lot of contract dissolvements. I don't know if that's a right word, if that's a word, but dissolvements. Let's see if that does anything for the free agents. Dupuis still out there, but we're still waiting for him. It's time for the draft. We're going to be picking right at the bottom, I imagine. Actually, I don't even know how many picks we have. Oh, we've got a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, a 7th, and 8th, and 9th. We're picking 26th. All right, we may just go. It would be nice to pick up a King Henry or Rick DiPietro, but I don't think. I mean, one of these goalies might fall to us. It's not going to be a bad idea to pick up a goalie here in the first round if we can. So let's go into human, and of course, all the goalies are gone. So David Moss. Who the hell's David Moss? David Moss goes number 1 overall to the Blackhawks. Patrick Sharp to the Thrashers. King Henry to the Blues. Komisarek to the Wild. Vermey to the Blue Jackets, Gaborik to the Lightning, Scott Hartnell to the Sabres, Kopecky to the Sharks, Camilleri to the Flames, Umberger to the Mighty Ducks, DiPietro to the Panthers, LaRose, Justin Williams, Mike Smith, Jonas Hiller. Pevs goes to the Kings. Mike Smith goes to the Oilers. And I think I'm going to... So we need a goalie. So I think what we're going to do is... Because I'm not really interested in any of these players. Marek Svatos, Evgeny Metya, Jonathan Aduya. I'm not really interested in any of those players. So let's talk to... Who would I rather have? Mike Smith or... DiPietro. Oh, he's injury prone, man. He's going to get hurt all the time. Jonas Hiller. Yeah, I think I want to go. We're going to talk to Edmonton and see if we can get Mike Smith out of them. So let's go to the trade offer. Let's find the Edmonton Oilers. Let's go to Oilers rights. Grab a Mike Smith. Let's come back over to our team. Let's give you a first and a fourth. Wow, you really love yourself some Mike Smith, huh? Okay. Well, I guess we do have Michael Leighton. I mean, he's not great, but what if we added Leighton? You think that's a well-balanced offer? Okay. So we'll pick up Mike Smith. We'll give up our first and a fourth. We give up Michael Leighton, but we get a better young goaltender, and we don't really have to deal with the draft because it's terrible. So let's go to the next human pick. Now we're down to 1-star players, so I don't care. None of those players are ever going to play for us, so the CPU can finish the draft. I don't think we're going to sign Smith just yet. I think we will leave him unsigned for the time being, as he is only half a star, so we'll let him get work wherever it is they get work. And where do we go now? I think we go up to... Yeah, I mean, it'll tell us if Dupuis signs. So we'll go up to the first, which is Hall of Fame inductions. Did we get Dupuis? We did. Okay, awesome. So we pick up both Dupuis and Schneider. So now we are guys, if we don't do it this year, I don't know when we're going to be able to do it. I mean, this team is absolutely loaded. We have a ton of contracts that expire after this season. So I don't know if we're going to be able to do it beyond this year. Joe Thornton's up to 3.5 star, 5 star. Oh my God, he's amazing. All right, let's look at the Hall of Fame inductions. Who is first? Rod Langway. Good pick. Capitals and Canadiens. Mark Howe, another defensive defenseman. Mike Liut, playing mostly for the Hartford Whalers. And Rob Ramage makes the Hall of Fame. 22-year career. Mr. Ramage. Good for him. All right, let's just get up to the preseason, I guess, because I don't think we're going to do anything here. We're not going to do anything here in the offseason. I think we've made the moves that we're going to make. Why does this thing keep scrolling down? We'll give him 90. All right. Dallas and New Jersey make a deal. Stefan Yell for Matvechuk. Blues and Caps. Rivers for Woolley. Nothing of note there. Yeah, I don't think there's much else for us to do. We'll just get up to the start of the season. We'll set our lines, and we'll see if we can finally break through this season. I mean, we have the best team in hockey, I would imagine, just based on our ratings, but a bunch of RFAs, development report, Martin Lapointe for Radek Bonk. All right, so now we got to go here. Let's AI dress players. And let's just go to the I got to have them set my lineup. All right, create lines. Man, it's Thornton on the third line. This is an embarrassment of riches, guys. We are absolutely loaded So Shane Doan is hurt. How long is he out for? He's day-to-day with shin splints. All right. I don't care because it's just the preseason, but thankfully he's not hurt long term. So just get up to the waiver. Now Dupuis. How long is he out for? He's day-to-day. That's fine. Replace with Doan. That's one thing I want to do. I need to check my trainer because we suffer a bunch of injuries. So let's go to staff. And our trainer is very good. His trainer skill's only a 15. All right. I think we're just going to stick with him. I mean, I suppose we could come in and take a look at the various trainers. Karl Otto Paleshnikov. Can we sign him? I think we have to fire a trainer first. So let's go here. Let's go Andrew Finnison. Release. Pay him $5,000. That's fine. We got to go back into here, into the filter. My mouse has been acting up lately. I'm not really crazy about it. All right, hire him as the trainer. 4 years, $210,000. Great. We have an elite trainer now. All right. So we have to protect 2 goalies. Oh, Dunham's hurt. How long is he out for? Eye irritation day-to-day. Protect him, and then protect 18. I don't know if we're going to be able to protect 18 skaters. Protect. Yeah, it looks like we will. Protect. I think I'm going to run Thornton, Doan, and Hull on the same line this year. That just sort of occurred to me that seems like it would be a lot of fun. Doesn't it? At least to me, it seems like it would be a lot of fun. What are we down? We need 2 more. So, Teamander and Manaluk. Okay. Let's continue. Waiver draft. Pick until human. I mean, just pick anybody you want. I don't care. Finish draft. Who did they take for us? Nobody? Yeah, nobody. Okay, fine. That is fine. All right, so we got some mail. 2000. Yep, we are the Stanley Cup favorites. We don't have anybody who's in line for any of the other awards, but right now we are the Stanley Cup favorites. And it's time to set our roster. So we are at 23 players. We actually have enough players out here. Great. I got to bring a goalie up, though, because Dunham is hurt. So Frazier can go to... I guess we place him on waivers. Do we even have a backup goalie? Yeah, Rosati. Okay. Call Rosati up. Oh, come on. My mouse is just driving me nuts here. Rosati. Okay. So we have 20 players dressed. Dupuis out day-to-day, so he likely won't get... we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, we have 6. So we are good. We have 6 defensemen and enough forwards. So Yashin, St. Louis, Alfredson, I think is going to stay the same. Can Doan play the left? He can. So Thornton, Hull, and Doan as our second wing, as our second line. Our third line is going to be Holmstrom, Lecavalier, and Demitra. And then our fourth line is going to be Rolston, Kelly, and Shusinski, with Dupuis sliding in there when he is back. We are loaded. And I found that to be the case in FHM. It's really easy to, I don't want to say manipulate the system, but it's really easy to, if he's a dangler and he's a two-way forward, I probably want to make him, we'll leave him as speedy forward. It's easy to identify, right? Like, you know who the good, if you know anything about hockey, you know who the best players are. And more so in this than out of the park baseball, we're going to put him in Gretzky's office. More so than out of the park baseball, it's the best players tend to end up being the best. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't happen all that often that, Vincent Lecavalier doesn't develop into Vincent Lecavalier or Joe Thornton or Martin St. Louis or whoever. So as long as you know the names, it's pretty easy to identify who who to take on your team, and it's easy to build a sort of an all-star team, which is exactly what we did here. Which, I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's fun to build a team like this from scratch. It's not as if I just spent money and signed all these players as free agents. That first year we signed Alfredson, and I think he may have been Alfredson and Khabibulin. Those are the two signings that we made that really have kind of stuck with us. Everything else has been draft. I mean, we did trade for Lecavalier, but we drafted St. Louis, we drafted Thornton, we drafted Doan, we drafted Dimitra, we drafted Kelly, we drafted Stewart, drafted White, drafted Soleil. So most of these players are obviously, we picked up Brett Hull in a trade a year ago, but all right. So power play. I don't think I want Jovanovski out there, though. I mean, I can have with the number of offensive players, and I certainly don't want Chris Kelly as my main left wing on the power play. Doan, Thornton, and Hull, just friggin' unbelievable. All right, so who do we want as the fourth forward on Lecavalier? Sure. So Joe Thornton, Brett Hull, Vincent Lecavalier. That works. St. Louis, Thornton, and Hull. I'm sorry, I just find it funny because these lines are so good, and we'll end up losing in the first round, I'm sure. Alfredson and Kelly, Holmstrom, Lecavalier, Doan, and Yashin. Yeah, that's fine. Stewart, Jovo, White, Soleil. They have Ozelinch and Schneider as our third pairing on the PK. Yeah, that's okay. 4-on-4, Yashin and St. Louis, I think. And then Thornton. Where is Joe? He's right there. Thornton and Hull. And then 3-on-3, same deal. Yashin, St. Louis, Hull, and Thornton. Okay. Oof. And we're going to ride Khabibulin as well. So let's just save really quickly, man. We are stacked. I have a feeling we're going to steamroll through the regular season. I don't know what the offseason's going to, or what the postseason's going to look like. I could easily see us losing in the first round because, that's how this game works sometimes. But we are absolutely loaded, both offensively and defensively now. So let's start the sim here. Let's see how it goes. Yep, 4-0 or 4-0-0-1 technically. All right, so we lose Stewart he's day to day, so we will put Chris Phillips in there. And we get Dupuis back, so we can sit down Sushinsky, put in Dupuis, make sure he's on the right line. He is. Rolston can play both sides. Dupuis can play both sides. Okay. So let's... Oh, wow. He's an 18 two-way forward. As a 21-year-old. And then Chris Kelly. Aggressive forechecker. All right. So we're 4-1-0 so far. Let's keep going to get to the end of the month. Yeah, this year's going... sort of as expected. We're 7. I mean, we have, we've lost 4 games this year. One of them was in overtime, but we're in first place. I don't suspect that's going to change. Most of our young players got better. Hull got a little worse. He's only got 2 goals in 11 games. Wow. Okay. Rosati. Okay, so Dunham's back, so we can send Rosati down. Is he going to have to go on waivers? Ugh. All right. We'll deal with it if we have to. But Dunham will become our backup. Let's look at the standings. So we are 7-3-0-1. Good for the third best record. Washington has a better record than a bunch of teams are doing better than us. Yashin's third in the league in scoring. St. Louis eighth. Yashin's already got 10 goals in 11 games. So that top line continues to just wail away at the opposition, specifically Yashin and St. Louis. That's nuts. Second line is struggling. It's only 6 points for Doan, 5 points for Thornton, and only 2 goals for the Golden Brett. Third line, Dimitra's got 6 points. Lecavalier's got 6 points. Holmstrom's got nothing in 11 games, and he's only at 57. That's not going to get it done. Schneider's got 8 points in 11 games. So far, we've been a one-line team from the looks of it. Hobby Bulin, 6-2-1 with a 210 and a 929. Rosati hasn't been good, but he wasn't expected to be, so now we get Dunham in there as the backup. And let's, our injuries, yeah, so Stewart's back, so we can sit down Phillips and get Stewart back in there. And let's keep plugging away. Let's get up to December 1st. So we got a couple injuries now. Ozelinch and Thornton. Wonderful. Ozelinch is down. Oh. Okay. Okay. 3 to 4 months means we will get him back for the end of the season. So that's good. But Thornton's day to day. All right. So we'll get Chusinski in there for him. Reset the lines. We'll move Dimitra up. We'll move Dupuis up. Get Dimitra back on that second line. And let's go to December 1st. Yeah, so losing Ozelinch isn't a good thing, but at least we picked up Schneider, who can kind of fill that offensive defenseman role. So we lose Doan now day to day. Get Thornton in there. Lines. Where is Joe? He's right there. All right. Can Dimitra play the left? He can. Okay, so we'll just run with that. Thornton, Hall, and Dimitra for now. Thornton with a couple of shooters. You know, that might prove effective. Let's go to the end of December, or try to get to the end of December with no further injuries. So we are 16-6. And we finish the month, I think technically 16-6-0-2. I think is technically what it is. Development, Alfredson, Dupuis, Kelly, Lecavalier, St. Louis, Stewart all get better. Hall continues to get worse. He's up to 10 goals now in 24 games, so he's on a 40-goal pace. So he has picked it up as of late. We are starting to run away with our division. We don't have anybody in the top 10 in scoring, which means the top line, I don't want to say struggled, but compared to how they did in the first month of the year, it hasn't been nearly as effective. But maybe that means that we're more spread out, which is going to make us even harder to defend. We only got 54 goals, or 54 goals in however many games, 24 games. All right, so Doan's back, so we can sit down Shusinski, bring in Doan. Right there, lines. All right, so Dimitra, Hall, and Doan. Okay, so our lines are set. Let's look at stats. Point a game for Yashin and St. Louis. Schneider's doing well. Alfredson doesn't have a goal in 24 games. That's a bit of a surprise. Doan's got 13 points in 17 games. Chris Phillips just continues to have a great year. Hull with 10. Dimitra was 6. Holmstrom finally has some points. Got 4 points in 24 games. Not worth the 1.7 that we're paying him. Thornton's got 9 and 21. But yeah, that's a bit concerning right there, the no goals for Daniel Alfredsson in 24 games. Hopefully he can change that here soon. We're riding Hobby Bulin, 2.29 and a 2.22. Dunham has played 2 games, given up 1 goal in those 2 games. Stopped 51 out of 52 shots. He's got a 981 save percentage. So far, so good. We are 16, 6, 0, and 2. I can't wait till they get rid of that fourth column so it shows up here. Let's get to January 1st. We'll get Ozolinch back, I think, in March sometime. So for the playoff run, which will be good, as we lose Ruslan Saleh with a broken kneecap. Do we have any defensemen? Yeah, we can call up Caberlet. All right. Again, not ideal, and it's testing our depth for sure, but hopefully. So we're now down 2 of our top 6 defensemen, and we also don't have Kyle McLaren anymore, as he was picked up in the expansion draft. So our depth is definitely being tested. Alfredsson goes down now. Does he have a goal yet? He does. 1 goal in 33 games. He's day-to-day. We'll bring in Sushinsky. Change up the lines. We'll move Doan. We'll just move everybody down 1. Get to next month. Now Doan is hurt. Frazier, or Peter Schaefer rather. You just want to make it through without anything major, I mean, that's the goal, and he's out for 2 to 3 weeks. All right. And so far, we have not been able to do that. So I'm going to move Dimitra up to the top line. And we'll run Lecavalier, Schaefer, and Rolston for now. All right, let's get to January. Reset and see if we can figure it out. So we are 22, 11, and 4. I think best record in the East? Maybe no. The Rangers, 27, 9, and 6 are running away with things. Wow. I mean, we're having a good year too. 22, 9, 4, and 2. But compared to the Rangers, we ain't getting it done. All right. Anybody back from injury yet? Alfredsson's back. Oh, no. All right. Yeah, see, this I think is really the only thing that can hold us back are these injuries. If they continue like this, it's going to put us in really, really bad shape. So we're going to take out Schaefer, replace him with Alfredsson. Yeah, I mean, the injuries are going to... This is what's going to keep us from winning it all. I truly feel like this is the year that we win it all. Once again, Alexander Daig is your most overrated player. Let's get stats through January. 46 points for Yashin, 45 for St. Louis, 29 for Schneider. A bit disappointed in Thornton, if we're being honest here. I mean, 66 game rating has been fine, but he only has 14 points in 34 games. I guess the rotating wingers isn't helping. It's sort of the David Krejci issue. You know, the player isn't scoring a lot of points, but that's not necessarily a product of him. It's a product of the people around him. So Hull with 11 goals in 37 games. He scored 10 in 15 a year ago. So that hasn't been great. A game rating of 59 for Brett Hull. All right. So we'll sim ahead a week at a time here until we get at least until we get Hobby Bulin back. Is he back? He is. So we'll replace Rosati with Hobby Bulin. Going to the lines, get Hobby Bulin in there. Dunham did really, really nice work while he was subbing. Oh, I guess he actually didn't. Looks like our offense was probably just really good. Doan's still out. Is he day-to-day at this point? Yeah. Let's him ahead another week. All right, we beat Edmonton. Doan's close to returning. Can't place him in the lineup yet. Chris Chelios resigns. 38-year-old Chris Chelios. How didn't he play till he was like 46 or something like that? Send him ahead another week. 28, 12, and 4. I think we get Doan back. Yep, Doan is champing at the bit, so let's get him back in there for Sushinsky. And our offensive lines are back to where they should be. Our defensive pairings are still not there, but they'll come along. So Thornton, Hall, and Doan, Alfredson, Yash, and St. Louis. Yeah, so our defensive and our offensive pairings are where they need to be. Let's get to February 1st. And we suffer another injury. It's just one right after the other with the defense. And at this time, it's day-to-day. I guess we call up Matthias Tiemander because we have no other options at this point. So 3 of our top, it's just like the Bruins, and I keep coming back to the Bruins, but it's just like the Bruins. We are down 3 of our top 6 defensemen at this point. So Phillips and Stewart, White and Schneider, Tiemander and Caberlet, I guess. Let's get to February 1st. Too many players on the active roster. Can I send Schaefer down? I'm going to have to put them both on waivers, aren't I? Yeah. I didn't want to do that, but that's what I did. So Sushinsky's now on waivers. It's unfortunate, but that's not a surprise. All right, so that was a mistake on my part. And guys, I will be back in just a sec. Okay, sorry about that. We are back. It's February 1st, right? So we were going to look at just the roster real quick. As we continue to plug away or, plow away with our injuries. St. Louis is actually leading the team in scoring now, 69 points, including 35 goals. Brett Hull's up to 19 goals. Yeah, offensively, we're having a down season. Really, truth be told, with the exception of St. Louis and Yashin, it's been a slog, really, offensively. Look at some of these numbers. Dupuis, 11 points. Kelly, 11 points. Holmstrom, 12. Rolston, 14. 19 for Thornton, and he's a minus player. 19 for Doan, he's a minus player. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a slog offensively, which is really surprising. But we are going to continue. Jovanovski is day-to-day, so we will go a week at a time until we get him back. He's on the brink of returning. Okay, so we can dress Jovanovski. Replace Tiemander with Jovo. Get the line set back up. Okay, so Phillips, Stewart, Schneider, Jovanovski, White, and Caberlet. Let's just get up to March. We should be getting Ozolinsh back at some point here in the relative near future. Caberlet will go out and Tiemander will come in. Let's look at the injury list. Yeah, Ozolinsh is day-to-day, so he should be back. Is he game unavailable still? Yeah, game unavailable. So he should be back soon. So we'll keep going week to week until we get him back. And guys, I will be back in just a second. All right, we're back. Hopefully that was the last interruption, although I doubt it. So we'll see. Oh, good. We get Doan is injured again. So we just cannot get away from these injuries. Replaced with Schaefer. And this was after bringing in that guy who was supposed to be an elite level trainer. So it happens, I guess. Let's keep going. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm starting to get frustrated. There's literally nothing I can do. He's still. I don't think I have a defenseman now. That's literally three of our top four defensemen. Yeah, I don't have a defenseman to call up. Brad Ferentz. Sure. All right, let's go back to our roster. I'm annoyed. I am annoyed. And my patience is really thin right now. After last night's hockey game, I don't have a lot of patience for hockey right now. So hopefully we can win it this year and just call it a series. But we'll see as we lose our big free agent signing for the year. Let's keep simming ahead. I mean, we're having a good year. Things are looking pretty good for us. Good, we can bring Ozelinch back. It's these injuries, man. These injuries are doing a number. Replace him with Ozelinch. We want Sandus there with Stewart. We're still without Doan. He's probably day-to-day at this point. Yeah. Too many players. We'll send down T-Mander. He's going to get claimed, and then someone's going to get hurt. Yep, T-Mander gets claimed. And I'll give it a week before we lose another defenseman here. Let's give it a week before we lose another defenseman. All right, so it is March 1st. We are 38, 20, and 5. I thought this was going to be the year we dominated. That has not been the case. Replace Schaefer with Doan. Doan has been incredibly injury prone this year. So I'm assuming we're still in first place. Yeah, we are running away with the Northeast Division. We have the second best record in the East. The West is just better than us right now. Take your pick. Colorado, San Jose, or Detroit all have better records than us. The Rangers are still tops in the East. Our 1-2 punch of Yashin and St. Louis are getting it done. A couple of 40-goal scorers. But I think that's been it. It's still, it really just, it has not been a good year offensively for us outside of Yashin and St. Louis. Alfred's is at 41 points. He had 73 a year ago. Dimitra's not having a terrible year. Hull's picked it up as of late, 23 goals. But Lecavalier, Thornton, Doan, Holmstrom, all those guys have just not been very good. Goaltender-wise, Hobby Boulin's having a down year. He hasn't been as good this year as he has been in previous seasons. Only a .911 save percentage. So, all right, let's get up to the trade deadline and see if there's anything we can or want to do, or if we want to just... 1 to 2 months. All right. Here's the deal. This is my last season with this playthrough. This never-ending stream of injuries has made this not fun for me. So hopefully we can win it all this year, and that'll be that. But we have now lost our top three defensemen, including our number 1 and our number 2. And I'm frustrated. So let's see what we have on the trade block. Yeah, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right. Well, let's just get to the end of the season then and get to the postseason and see how it goes. Hopefully we don't get any more injuries before the end of the year. But this is just ridiculous, to be completely honest. Yeah, we are down. We are down three of our top four defensemen right now. Ozelinch was 1 to 2 months, right? Yeah, so he's done for the year. Great, so he's done for the year. I think, yeah, Schneider's done for the year and Sale's done. So they're all done for the year. So it just, it is what it is. So let's keep simming ahead and see if, as underdogs, we can somehow. How long is he out for? Did that say no, day to day? Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's get up to April 1st. Okay. Free agents. Andre Lilja, sure. And he's going to get stuck right in to the roster, right into the lineup, right away. All right. So, yeah, we're going to have to figure out how to do this with our top three of our top four defensemen down, and we have two free agents off the street in our daily lineup. So, good. Brett Hull got hurt now. Lilia wants to be 6. He can't have it. Rolston can come back for Hull. I'm not even changing the lines at this point. So let's just get through this and see how it goes. Cavlier's hurt now. How long's he out for? He's day to day. All right, so we can get Hull back in there. Get Caberlet back in there for Lilia. All right. Dimitra can center Rolston. Actually, let's call Dupuis up. Man, I was so stoked at the beginning of this season, too. So stoked at the beginning of this season. I mean, we're having a good year. It's not like I'm going to sit here and say that we're not. I mean, we literally are we have over 103 points, or have 103 points, I should say. Just these injuries, man, they're frustrating. They are frustrating. All right, let's get to the end of the regular season, and then we'll pause and we'll look at the team stats and what is this thing doing? Why is it continuing on? So Ozelinch is back, so that's a good thing. Let's get rid of Lilia. Let's get Ozelinch out there for Ference. Let's make sure our lines are set properly. All right, so for some reason, even though I told it to stop on the 10th, it simmed ahead to the 20th. So we are up 3-0 over Ottawa, so at least there's that. We finished with the third best record in the East, behind New York and Pittsburgh. Avalanche, best record in the NHL, 114 points on the season. For us, Yashin ends up with 114 points, 49 goals, 65 assists. Martin St. Louis with a 50-goal season, 55 assists, his best year by far. Pavel Dimitra, 25 goals. Brett Hull had 29. I expected more out of him. I expected more than 9 goals out of Joe Thornton as that second line center. Holmstrom is done after this year. I'm going to move on from him, assuming I keep going. Ozelinch was hurt most of the year. I mean, the injuries just crippled our back line this year. Just absolutely crippled our back line. Doan, at 42 points in 55 games, not a bad season. 73 game rating was really good there. So there was a lot of good. I mean, there absolutely was. Hobby Bulin ended up having a really down season, frankly. 2.78 goals against and a 908 save percentage. Not where we need him. What else do we want to look at? Stats. Alexei Kovalev led the NHL, 61 goals. Yager and then the St. Louis and Yashin were 3 and 4. Sakic with 81 assists, 129 points for Joe. Is that Brendan Morrison? Wow, yeah, it is. 88 points, 65 assists for Brendan Morrison. 129 points for Sakic. Yager was second, then Yashin. Matt Sundin was a plus of 45. Kovalev had 35 power play goals. Paul Laus, 357 penalty minutes. Cool. Let's see if we can finish off the Capitals. Nope, we lose 3-1. So what happened in these other games? Will they come up? No. Well, I guess I can just look at the schedule here. So we won 3-2, won 4-2, won 4-2, and then lost 3-1. So let's... We win 4-3, so we move on to the second round of the postseason. We get Lecavalier back, so let's get him in for Schaefer. Let's move him there, Okay. All right, so we win 4-3 in this one. Yashin 3 assists, St. Louis a goal and 2 assists. Alfredson scored. Brad Stewart scores in overtime. Very nice. Hobby Bulin's up 41 out of 44. Let's get up to our next game. Against the Devils. New Jersey Devils with Martin Brodeur. They do not score a lot of goals. You can see they had 2 players with more than 20. Tony Amonte had 27, and Scott Pellerin had 20. Brian Smolinski with 50 points. Niedermeyer, 58 points. He's their best player. Obviously, they get it done with their goaltending, I would assume. Yep, 2.23 goals against and a 9.22 out of Martin Brodeur. So let's see if we can... Okay, so we win 2-1. Caberlet scored, and Brett Hull scored in overtime. That's a good start to the series. A 2-0 loss this time as we get shut out by Brodeur. Claude Lemieux and Toby Peterson with goals for the Devils. They only had 15 shots on goal. I saw that Matthew Schneider is getting there. Is he ready? No, he's still game unavailable, so he's still a week or 2 away. Next day. So if we advance, we'll get him back. 5-1 loss. Niedermeyer, Kucera, Pellerin, Smolinski. We get a goal from St. Louis. Not good. We are down 2-1 here to the Devils. Let's see what happens in Game 4. Oh, Hall of Fame nominees right in front of me. Pay attention. All right. Who am I nominating? Ken Linsman. Wayne Cashman. Dale Hunter. And, I can only assign, one of them? Cashman. Okay. Next day. All right, so we win 3-0. We get a shutout. Hobby Bulin stops 31 shots. Yashin scores. Thornton and Doan. Good game from Joe there. 31 saves for Hobby Bulin. So the series is tied at 2. Is he out, or is he... Okay, so Alfredson comes out and Schaefer will come in. Adjust the lines again. We're just going to move Dimitra up. And we'll move Schaefer down to the fourth line. And can we take game 5? We win 5-0. Good game. Thornton 3 assists. Doan scored twice. Caberlet had a couple of assists. Solid game for us. Phillips and Kelly each pick up a goal. We only allowed 8 shots on goal. We outshot New Jersey 45-8. Okay. Now next game. And can we close off, or can we close down the New Jersey Devils? We do. We win 2-1. So we move on to the Eastern Conference Finals here as we get goals from St. Louis and Yashin. Martin Brodeur stopped 54 out of 56 shots. Khabibulin 25 out of 26. I'll take it. So we move on again. So let's get to our next game where we will be taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. The two top teams in the East, the Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins, have both been knocked out of the playoffs. We're going to be taking on the upstart Tampa Bay Lightning. They went 45-30-7. Their big names are Daniel Sedin and Patrick Elias, but that does not look like a very good team. Elias had 73 points. Sedin in his second season, 56. 53 out of Gratton. 52 out of Philippe Boucher. David Legwand, 46. Rob DeMaio with 45 points and then Roman Hamrlik, the longtime Tampa Bay Lightning. Their goalies are not very good. Jamie Storr will be their starting goalie. I mean, he had a great season, but ratings-wise, he's not a very good goalie. But he's hot right now, and that's all it takes. So we look to move on to the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's see what happens in Game 1. It's a 3-2 win for us. Pasquale Dupuis with a couple of assists. Thomas Holmstrom scored. Yashin had a goal. And we win in overtime as Vincent Lecavalier scores 2 minutes into the overtime session. Khabibulin stopped 20 out of 22. That second period, man, we outshot them 20-8. Let's get on to the next game. Game 2 is a 7-1 victory as we steamroll Tampa here. Goal and 2 assists for Hull, 2 and 1 for Doan, a goal and an assist for Thornton. Rolston scores his first. So 3-point game for Doan, 3-point game for Hull. Storr gets pulled after giving up 6 goals on 40 shots. Khabibulin stops 20 at 21, and we are up 2-0. Can we make it through? Oh, Matthew Schneider, is he almost ready? Oh, we can bring Matthew Schneider back. Get him on the active roster. Let's get him in the lineup here immediately. We will bench whom? Caberlet. Replace with Schneider. Let's make sure those lines are set. So Ozelinch, Stewart, Jovanovski, Schneider. We look to take a commanding 3-0 series lead. And we do. Goals, a goal and 2 assists for Colin White on the blue line. Pavel Demitra, a goal and an assist. We were down 2-0. And then we scored 3 straight. White, Yashin, and Thornton. We picked up a couple in the third, Lecavalier and Demitra. We are 1 game. Shane Doan played a perfect defensive game for a forward. 91 game rating for Shane Doan. He has stepped it up here in the postseason. Khabibulin stops 29 out of 32, and Andre Mezin stopping 41 out of 46 for Tampa. We go for the sweep tomorrow. Is Alfredson ready to go as well? He is. We got to get Alfredson back in the game, replace Schaefer with Alfredson. And this is quite funny that all my injured players are starting to come back and we're continuing to advance. So, the frustration was there, as you all heard, obviously, but we are we're making a push. We're making a push here. If we can win one more, we go to the finals, and we do. It's a 4-0 shutout. So we steamroll Tampa Bay here, guys. This was no contest. St. Louis with a goal and an assist. Yashin 2 goals. Ozolinsh had an assist. Dupuis scored. Alfredson scored. This was no contest. We outshot them 54-20. So let's get up to our next game. See who we're going to be playing in the finals here. We're taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Let's look at our playoff stats first, and then we'll look at the Detroit. Roster. Regular season playoffs. St. Louis 19 points in 15 games. Yashin 16 and 15. Doan has continued to play well. Hall has got 11 and 15. Thornton has played better in the postseason. Stewart is a plus 18 in 15 games. Dimitra was 6. Dupuis with 8. Jovo was 6. Phillips with 6. Ozolinsh with 5. Alfredson 3 goals and an assist. Lecavalier is 4. Is there anybody who's been bad? I mean, Caberlet, but he's now on the bench. Schaefer, he's now on the bench. And let's look at goaltending. Hobby Bulin in the postseason has been lights out with a 1, and actually, he's actually been bad. According to this, he actually should have been better than he's been. He's 12 and 3 with a 1.69 goals against and a 9.32 save percentage. Let's look at the Detroit Red Wings. They're going to be going with Chris Osgood, who just continues to be an unreal goalie. Offensively, they're led by same people: Yzerman, Corey Stillman, Ray Shepard, Fedorov, Kozlov, Deadmarsh, Paul Coffey, Vinny Prospel, Nick Lidstrom, Draper, Brian Bernard, Konstantinov, Primo. That is a good hockey team, folks, that we're going to be taking on in the. But they were only 1 point better than us this year. So let's get right to it and see if we can finally win the Stanley Cup with the expansion Ottawa Senators. Game 1 is a 2-1 loss. Ray Shepard had a goal and an assist. Our only goal was scored by Lecavalier. We outshot them 25-16, but Hobby Bullen only stopped 14 out of 16. So we're down 1-0. We are down 2-0 as we lose again, this time 5-4. Took a 1-0 lead. St. Louis would score his 8th. Fedorov and Coffey. Dupuis would tie it in the second. We would actually take a 3-2 lead. Hull would score his 6th. Then Coffey and Hamilton would score. Schneider would tie it. Ray Shepard would win it in overtime. So we continued to outshoot them, 44-29. And they started Marty Turco in this one. So that's interesting. All right, let's get on to Game 3. Can we get back into this? We do. We win 5-0 here in Game 3. Chris Phillips and Alfredson in the first. Brad Stewart in the second. Hull and Dimitra in the third. 16 save shutout performance by Hobby Bulin. So we get back into this one. We still need to take Game 4 to even it up. And Colin White is hurt. Okay, so we will put in Caberlet. This is the big one right here, guys. This is the big game. If we win this, we tie the series. If we lose, we drop down 3-1, and we lose 3-2. So we have to win 3 games in a row now to keep Detroit from winning like their 5th Stanley Cup in this playthrough. So Stillman would score first. We would tie it. Draper would score. We would tie it. Kolarek would score. There was no scoring in the third. Turco continuing to play for them. So here comes Game 5. Can we push this to 6? We do. So we win at Game 5, 4-2. Is he? Okay. There should be a setting for playoff hockey, and this is, I love hockey, as you guys know, but there should be a setting for playoff hockey where you can, he's not gonna, unless he physically can't skate, Alexei Yashin, or any hockey player for that matter, is not going to sit out Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't buy it. There should be a way to override it, and you run the risk of potentially somebody getting hurt worse. But, we've all heard stories. Just alone, the Bruins alone Zdeno Chara playing with a jaw wired shut. Patrice Bergeron playing with a collapsed lung or partially collapsed lung. It just, I don't know. Anyway, that's fine. We are going to move on to the next game. We're going to try to force a game 7. I'm going to vote for the Hall of Fame first. 4 players. Trottier, Stastny, Savard. This is a great class. Wow. I guess we're just going to go with the top 4, man. Trottier, Stastny, Savard, and Goulet. All right, here we go. Can we force a game 7? We can, as we win 5-1. Joe Thornton moving up to the top line with 3 assists. Pavel Demitra a goal and an assist. Pasquale Dupuis a goal and an assist. Alfredsson for us, Lidstrom for them. Hull scores his 10th of the postseason. In the second, Demitra scores. And then in the third, St. Louis and Dupuis. So we have 2 players with 10 goals here in the postseason. 23 out of 24 shots stopped by Hobby Bulin. And we move on to Game 7. So we have Game 7. I don't think anybody is. So we get Colin White back, which is good because Chris Phillips is out. So let's replace him. We're going to be without Alexei Yashin for Game 7, which, again, I think is just dumb. But let's make sure all the lines are set. Alfredsson, Thornton, St. Louis, Dimitra, Lecavalier, Hull, Kelly, Doan, Holmstrom, Dupuis, Rolston, Schaefer, Ozelinch, Stewart. And we are going to bump up these top 2 lines here. Ozelinch and Stewart are going to play a ton, as are Schneider and Jovo. I want to run 4 defensemen here if I can help it. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to play our top lines more. Yeah, we're going to play our top lines more for Game 7. And do we want to play it, or do we? I think I just want to sim it. I just want to sim it. I don't want to sit here, especially if they lose. I'm just going to get annoyed and angry and rage, throw my computer down the stairs. So let's just sim this one, guys. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. Game 7 at Detroit. Winner take all. Stanley Cup Championship. We were down 3-1. We forced a Game 7. Can we win Game 7 and our first cup? No. Okay. So this series is going to end with us dropping a 3-2 double overtime matchup to the Detroit Red Wings, who were the dominant team in this playthrough. Brian Berard would score in the first. Chris Kelly would tie it up in the second. St. Louis, or Yzerman would give them the lead in the third. St. Louis would tie it midway through the third period. No scoring in the first. And in the second overtime, Paul Coffey, the ageless one, from Lidstrom and Yzerman. Hobby Bulin stopped 27 out of 30. Our goaltending just wasn't up to par. I mean, even in the series we won, our goaltending wasn't as good as the other teams. Marty Turco stopped 45 out of 47. So we lose. We lose, and that is going to do it for this playthrough, this simulation. The injuries were just too much. I may come back to it, but the injuries were just frustrating. So I'm gonna take a pause here before FHM makes me nuts. But a couple of good, the team is set up. Alexei Yashin, he was the one player who was with the team when we took over. He said back-to-back 100-point seasons. 600, and he's 1 goal away from 300 in his career. 4 40-goal seasons, including 3 in a row. Alexei Yashin has been the staple. Martin St. Louis was our very first draft pick, and he's just gotten better and better and better. You can see he had an 84-point season a couple years ago. Took a step back last year, but was injured. This year, busted out with his first 50-goal season, 52 goals, 55 assists. Daniel Alfredsson, the fake and real Ottawa Senator. Kind of up and down, wasn't a huge point scorer. Game rating in the high 60s. He was good for, 50 to 60 points most seasons. This year was a down year for him, but 5 straight years of at least 54 points, including of at least. He was good for. I was looking at his penalty minutes. His points. He was good for 60 to 70 points. He really only had 2 years where he was below 60. So that top line for us was fantastic. Pavel Demitra, who was another one he picked up early on, I think in our first year, actually. Ended up having a pretty solid career for us, 4 straight years of at least 45 points. 4 years of 55 plus. So he was a really nice second line option. Brett Hull, last year was really on fire for us. This year only had a 60 game rating. We likely would have moved on from him after this year. Shane Doan, another early draft pick, came on. I mean, he was, again, not terrible. I guess I expected a little more offense out of him. Maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. Maybe it was just that second year where he had 52 points in his second year. But he was a 73 game rating this year. So he was pretty good. And then goaltending, Nikolai Khabibulin has been the man for us really every year since he wasn't with us with the first season, but we leaned on him heavily, put up a 2.59 goals against, a 919 save percentage, 75 game rating. This past year was by far his worst, but he was good for 2.2 to 2.5 and a 920 save percentage. So he was a lockdown goalie for us. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this playthrough here. Let me know if there's something you'd like to see. Would you like me to go back maybe to the Bruins, or is there a different type of playthrough you'd like to see, or would you just like to see a break from FHM? Again, I play the games because they're fun, but I'd be happy to try something that I haven't played before, or something I've got. I'm a big draft day sports guy. There's a lot of playthroughs going on there as well. So I'll spend the next week thinking about what I want to do, unless you guys give me some pointers. And so unfortunately we weren't able to do it. I need a break. I think I just need a break from hockey in general. Last night was a little draining for me as a Bruins fan. So who knows? Maybe a week from now I'll be ready to go and we can dive back into this. But for now, I think we're going to take a step away from the Ottawa Senators as well. So guys, I appreciate you watching. Appreciate you hanging out. Thanks for the support, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.